Trying to see if this thing working. Can y'all hear me? I see now the mic, sometimes it says off, but then when I go live, it look like it try to come on. And I ain't want to come on here, but let me see. Somebody sent me a video to my DM, and that prompted this video, this live. I was getting ready to shoot a video for my YouTube. Now listen to me. I get a lot of DMs. All your relationship questions that y'all send me in the DM. For one, I think sometimes, when we're going through something, we need some help. We need an answer. And sometimes that kind of get us to not think logically, in the sense of, I don't know how to say this, but what I'm saying is when you see a follower count on a social media, you got to understand the larger that number is, the more messages come through. And so you have to think about like, okay, this is a human. This is one person. If this person has 100,000 followers on this network, if they get 100 messages, how likely is it for this person who has a whole family to answer 100 messages from people? That's long, it's life story. So I want y'all to understand that. And all of your questions that y'all send me, I have answered in a video on YouTube. So do yourself that favor and go to YouTube and just click on my name, click on videos, click on oldest, and it'll take you to my oldest video, and just watch it from there. And every time you feed your mind, just watch the next video, watch the next video. I literally probably have videos on there from, 5 years ago. And so I've answered so many questions. But one of the things I wanted to touch on is the desperation. Somebody sent me the video from the blog site of the woman who sent the man $7,000 over 6 months. And whether that's desperate or not, the act is desperate. And so it's some things to understand. And all of this we think is common sense, but it's not. Because when we want love, we don't use common sense. When we want love, we don't think logically. Like, one thing about that desire for love is so strong that it will just make us do some crazy stuff. Now, unfortunately, I got thrust into the relationship space, and I've seen and heard stories that I do not want to see and hear, and seen stuff, and some of the stuff that's done in a relationship is so insane. But to address that video I got, now let me tell y'all first. Now you gotta first understand, if you meet somebody online and you're not compatible, in the sense of you have not dated someone like this, meaning this type of person, male or female, is not the type of person, whatever it is, their style, their energy, their look, is not the type of person that has been pursuing you your whole life, since middle school, high school, whenever we start dating, college. If this person is out of the norm and it's online, and you like, well, this demographic, this type of person has never approached me, because if that's your type in real life, you will have dated and dealt with that type before. So it's kind of like my brand started growing. I started getting DMs from this certain type of women. That type of woman has never ever approached me, tried to talk to me, wanted to talk to me, anything. And it was like I could tell the type of woman that it was. It's the type of woman that you see with multimillionaires and billionaires, to where they have taken and nipped and tucked and perfected every part of their body, from their cheeks, their forehead, their lips, their here, there, everywhere. And they look like a walking Barbie doll. None of it looks real. It just looked like this chiseled out person who is trying to look flawless and perfect. And typically when you see that type of woman, she with a billionaire, a multimillionaire, a professional athlete, a actor, or something like that. Well, I started getting DMs from those type of women like, hey, Tony, and hi, and just random. I'm like, come on now. Who's sending you? I didn't even respond to them. I don't even respond to them. I leave them there because I know, for one, this demographic is not in my client base. It's not the type of person that I've been coaching since 2007. I ain't never had these type of people come for no coaching. So I don't even trust it. And then I'm like, when it comes to looks compatibility, this type of woman has never been attracted to me, never crossed my path, because there's such a thing as looks compatibility. And yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but on average, the majority is the rule. And there is such a thing as looks compatibility, and you cannot ignore that. So you have to be able to tell and say, okay, if as a man, if I'm 5'10", with a wrinkle in my forehead, and I don't make tens millions of dollars, since when does a 5'11" woman who come from the Victoria's Secret Angels runway show want to talk to me? Come on now. So I'm not going to sit there and flatter myself. If I'm a man and I'm 5'4", I'm going to look and say, okay, since when do a 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" woman who looked like God hand painted her want to talk to me? And you got to do the math, and you have to look at this thing. And so I do a lot of bragging about being faithful to my wife, because I have been a dog in my past, and I have done everything so y'all gotta forgive my internet be clicking in and out sometimes. So me being a man, I know men. I know that a man with money, that a man with power and status, if he's hear me talking like this, and he got him this little mail order bride, he got him this little woman that he got on payroll or whatever, I know I ain't crazy enough to not know that he'll say, hey, go DM him, because he doing all this talk, and now he got millions of people online listening. Go DM him and see if what he talking about real. I bet you he answer. Or I bet you he'll start trying to talk to you. And so when I get DMs from women, I leave it right there. Because I don't want no confusion. If I DM a woman, it's business. And my wife already know it. Like today, I'm talking to a basketball coach saying, hey, because I work with sports teams as a team mentor, saying, hey, I got you. The other day, I wrote a lady who she's like a chef. And I say, hey, I want to start doing these meetings. I saw your video on my Discover page. And do you do these type of events? So if it's something like that, it's strictly business. But if a woman DM me, it really have to be a moving of the spirit for me to answer that DM now. I used to answer them and just being, nice, being accessible, being humble. But now I realize the devil working. And so if I get a DM from a certain type of woman, for one, I'm going to say this. You could contact me from my profile page. It says email. Click that email. Click where it say email, and that's going to come in. Now you contacting me professional. Don't DM me. If you see I'm a coach, do the research. So this is the thing what confused me about women. Y'all know how to find a man, mama, shoe size. You could figure out what woman the man talked to in the 8th grade and how many times they kissed in the 8th grade, but can't figure out how to find the site where I do coaching, where you could book a coaching session. So that's what made me not trust it, because I'm like, why are you DMing me if you see that I'm a professional and you see that I'm married and I'm Googleable? Like, go to my website. And a lot of people do that. But what that says, and it might not be the case, one might not be trying to talk to me, but you got to think about perception, because what that says is like, I want an intimate, private conversation in the DM. And this question is my way to start this conversation, because I know that most men, if they're in a conversation with a woman that they can be attracted to, that man gonna make a move. And I read today, I got an email. Now it's funny that my wife, she'd be like, oh, you read your tea. Well, I'm on the email list of one of the gossip blogs. I don't know how I got on the email list. And they was talking about a producer who maybe was in an affair with a young lady who used to be with an NBA player, and that the producer wife got a song titled after her name. So now when I get me some old hot tea, I want to go get me a couple sips. And it was interesting to me to see, like, okay, if this true, if any of this is true now, that's very interesting, because I remember this young man left his wife for this woman. And the way, what y'all always say is the way you get them, the way you going to lose them. And so, but again, let's say that's all fake, because one thing from working with people who are in the blogs, I found that 90% of what the blogs say about celebrities is false. From me being a celebrity coach and being on non-disclosure agreement and dealing with people, I found that 90% of what the blogs say be false. Like, some of it be true, but then a whole bunch of the rest of it but be false. But we live in a society that we believe everything we see. We believe everything we read, when a lot of times it be so far off base that it's laughable. And so now, just not saying that that's a true story, but just looking at this example, because this happened in everyday. This happened in everyday life. So if a man is married to this woman and everything going good between this man and this woman, and then this other woman, he meets this other woman, and this woman knows he's married. If this woman he married to willing to stay with him, knowing he's having an affair with this woman, and this woman over here willing to talk to him, knowing that he married to this woman, guess what that make them two women? It make them desperate. Now, what it make him is a dog, a cheater, a liar, a manipulator, selfish, greedy. But it make them two women desperate, because this woman here is willing to stay with this cheating man who having a full-blown affair. And then this woman here is willing to date this man because of what he telling her about his marriage. But she know he's married. That's two desperate women. Now, what perplexes me is the fact that God created a being that desires love on that level. That's what perplexes me. But what it shows me is that the story in the Bible, when it talks about Eve was created, for Adam to be there, to build with him, to support him, it shows me that women were really created for love. That in that creation, there wasn't a Forbes list. In that creation, there wasn't a Inc. 500 or Inc. 5000. There wasn't a Forbes 30 under 30, 40 under 40. That in that creation, it was these two people coming together and building. And the man had certain skills and the woman had certain skills. And the man would go out and hunt and gather and bring home, and they would start a family and they would build that family. And the woman, her body produces milk for the child, and she would nurture and take care of the kids, and she would build. And from there, they would continue to go out from there. And it showed me like God made a woman capable. God made a woman capable of starting a business, of making millions of dollars. God made a woman capable of, taking care of household, doing all of this stuff. But her true essence is to build. Her true essence is to love, is to have that family. And I meet so many women who they will give up a 6-figure or 7-figure earning for love. Like they will sit down from their job to have their child and to be in the home and be active for their child. You really don't see a lot of men that'll do that, but it's a lot of women that will do that. And so that being is turned into, today it's the Hunger Games. And it's sad to see, because you can't be hungry for something that is not hungry for you. And even if you desire something, if what you desire don't want you and don't desire you, then you can't be desperate for that. You can't be longing for that. You can't be hungry for that. You can't, as a woman, you can't give a man what he's not giving you. Meaning, as a woman, you're supposed to reciprocate. The woman doesn't, you shouldn't love first, and you shouldn't love harder. And if a man is equipped with the skills to hunt and gather, then the woman should not be taking care of a man who could take care of himself. Now, a woman may earn more than a man, but that man need to go out and use his God-given gift, which is to earn, which is to use his mind in a way that he can create and he can bring home something. So what disturbed me is that the young lady, she wanted love to the point that, and that's not just a young lady, because this millions of women that's doing this. And I clicked on the comments and read 3 or 4 of them, and one of them that was pinned or that was high up, the person was saying like, hey, let's not judge her, because this a whole business that for people around the world running a whole love scamming business. And that's the truth. That's the truth. It's people around the world. And listen, so you got to put some rules of thumb in place. You got to put some rules in place. And I'm going to tell this to the women. Now, on average, there are exceptions to the rule, but on average, a woman should never give money to a man that's not your husband. And a man shouldn't be your husband unless he tested, tried, and true. And at that point, you're not giving him money because y'all won. What's yours is his. What's his is yours. So what I mean is, if you married to this man, he's faithful to you, he's loyal to you, he's loved you, you feel secure, you feel safe, you vetted him, y'all have courted, y'all have dated, he's proven, and you married. And if you make X amount of dollars and he make X amount of dollars, but his gift says that he can go out and start his own company, then that woman with her husband can then say, okay, from my salary, I want to take X amount of dollars, and we put this X amount of dollars with this from your salary and to start your business, because we are married, we are one, we are tested, tried, and true. You never do that for a boyfriend. You never give a boyfriend husband benefits. But we live in this society today to where so many women giving men giving boyfriends husband benefits. Y'all got to forgive me because in my house so cold. I don't know what's going on with the air conditioning. So I text my wife like, hey, it's cold in here now. Because she worked the air conditioning from her phone. Somebody done hacked my system. I'm in here shivering. So y'all got to forgive me. This burning some calories off of me though. So listen, stop giving boyfriends husband benefits. And we need a movement. Now, one of y'all work for BT, MTV, VH1. Y'all send me an email and tell me, Tony, this how much it's gonna cost you to air your little Instagram live on our network. This how much it's gonna cost you. If I'm gonna start saving the Instagram live, then y'all put this on TV. Because this stuff supposed to be common sense. This stuff supposed to be taught in schools. This stuff supposed to be, listen, as a woman, you don't never, ever give a man money. Never give a man money that you can't afford to flush down the toilet. If you can't set that money on fire and be okay with it, you never give a man money. Ever. And if you do that, you taking a gamble. Especially a man that you really don't know. Especially a man that you ain't got no unction of the spirit by. And there's a lot of women tell me, God told me that's my husband. No. Because I don't know now. Did God tell you that? Or did you tell yourself that? Did your desperation tell you that? Did your frustration tell you that? Did your impatience tell you that? Because see, if God told you that a man your husband, then God gonna tell that man he your husband too. And God not gonna send you. He's not gonna be the author of confusion. Things gonna be decent and in order, and the man gonna love you the way God instructs a man to love his wife. If God told you that's your husband, but if you going through this and high waters, God didn't tell you that's your husband. Because even when you in troubled times, the troubled times ain't going to be how nasty he treating you. The troubled times are going to be somebody lose their job. You may lose a child. You may have a miscarriage. You may have, you go through something. You may lose a loved one. Those are going to be the troubled times, the stuff that happens in the world, the stuff that happened to us outside of our control. The troubled times not going to be him dragging you through the dirt and dogging you out if God told you that's your husband. Because God going to tell him this your wife and you better do right by her. And if he take a stupid pill and he acting crazy, it's going to be just a blip on the radar. It's going to happen so quick. It's going to be, he have a stupid week. He have a stupid month. It ain't going to be years and years and years and you just getting drugged by your ponytail through the dirt. It's not going to be that. If God say that's your husband. And that's what a lot of people getting wrong. And so what you have to realize too is you got to stop being desperate. Because, and you got to write your rules down now. And your rules, you need to sit down and have a little meeting with a couple of friends and say, okay, is this too much? But the one rule ought to be never give a man that's not your husband money. That's just never, ever. Now, if you meet his mama or his daddy and you see that they got cancer, some type of disease, and you look at the bill, you see the bill for the medical expenses, and you haven't paid your tithes yet, and you say, I got $100 I need to sow. So instead of giving this to the church, I'm going to be the church and I'm going to meet this need directly. Instead of just putting this 100 to the church this week and having it pay light bills and water and pastor salary, I'm going to meet this need directly because I'm looking at the bill that came in the mail and I see his mama is going through chemo. That's when it's an exception to the rule. But when a man come to you and he hollering, I'm just going through a tough time right now. And it's like, man, I done lost my license and it's just like I lost my job. And he telling you he got a pink slip. And he done came home with a pink slip that he bought from Staples. And the carbon copy, and it telling him he terminated. See, they gave him a pink slip and everything, man. It just. And see, the men who need some money, they're gonna give you some theatrics. Crying, they mad. He punching a wall. He literally whole fist go through the wall. Got his homeboy call him. He put him on speakerphone. Hey, bro, man, I'm sorry, man, that you lost your job. Like, there gonna be some theatrics like the boy did on to the young lady. The boy sent a picture in the hospital bed with his face graphically imposed on somebody else's body. But see, if the rule of thumb is that you're not giving a man a dime, a single dime. And see, this is the thing. If I was a woman, if I had me a daughter, if I'm raising my daughter, I'm going to tell you like this right here. Your boyfriend asks you for some money. I'll tell you what you do. You use your education to get on Google and Google nonprofits that help people in financial hardship. And you send him the link to the nonprofit that's in y'all city that help pay people rent. They help pay people car note. They help people who having medical expenses. That's what you do for them. That's what you do for them. So that if he's scamming, then let him scam somebody else. Let him scam the foundation. Because they set up to lose a little bit of money like that. And let them get their lawyer to go after him. And what they're going to do, they're going to help him one time. And if he can't help himself, then he's going to have to sit in his mess until he get up. Because I'm like this right here. Hold on now. Young man, you able-bodied. You able-bodied. You able-bodied. You got your face shaved. You got your little mustache, your little goatee. You could go do your little modeling gig if you want to. How about you go work at the warehouse? How about you go work at the temp service? How about you go do something with all... You look healthy and in shape. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing. And this is very small, but listen to me. Listen to me. This is very small. This is a very small thing I'm going to tell y'all ladies. But listen to me. If you have on eyelashes, if you have on lashes, and them lashes do not look like God could have given you those lashes, he do not like you. He do not like you. I have gone around the world. I have gone around the whole world doing relationship seminars in Africa, in Canada, in the islands, all throughout America. And I call all the men up to the front and I go down there and I say, do you prefer that your woman wear artificial lashes? And 100% say no. And I'm telling you as a man too, I do not like lashes. My wife, y'all done got my wife in the lashes. And what I try to do is support her. And I try to also break her confidence sometimes, but not really. I don't say anything. And sometimes the lashes look good. But sometimes the lash person get carried away. And today they getting carried away. My sister sent me a picture today of a young lady who posted something online. And I said, she look a mess. Because them lashes was out there like this. Literally out there like this. Like the whole look like fingers. And so I'm going to tell you just right here. If you meet a man online, and your lash is doing this right here, he don't like you. He do not like you. Because I'm telling you, I guarantee you, and I hate to hurt the lash people business. I ain't going to hurt nobody business because y'all don't listen. You're not going to listen to me. You're not going to listen to a man. And that's also the problem. When it comes to dating and love and relationships, when it comes to understanding men, women know this much. When it comes to understanding women, men know this much. And this the same amount that we listen. Men listen this much, women listen this much. And that's why the divorce court is booming like a trap house. That's why the divorce court and divorce lawyers is millionaires. In little cities, millionaires. Because we listen this much. And so I'm telling y'all, if you got on lashes and they longer than natural, he's not interested. He is there for what is between your legs and what is in your bank account. And I hate to be the one to break it to you. I'm going to tell you another thing. If you getting your lips pumped up, he is not attracted to you. He is there for what's between your legs. When I'm talking about lips pumped up, I mean bigger than what the Lord could have done, than what the Lord did. If it's a natural look, we can't tell the difference. If it's a natural look, we cannot tell the difference. But if it's an unnatural look, he's not attracted to you. I'm trying to tell you. And this the thing, is nobody is telling this. And anybody who said, oh, you shaming, oh, you this, cancel culture. But I'm telling you out of love, because I don't have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. Me telling you this, it's not gonna make me no money. Me telling you this, I can't do nothing with you. I ain't trying to prepare you for me. I'm happily married, going on 15 years of marriage. I'm telling you this as a brother to a sister. Enhance, meaning take what God has given you. Okay? And I'm going to get me some hair growth oil. And if I don't have no lashes, I'm finna just rub it on here. And I'm just finna go on, just grow my lashes. If I don't have me, no lips. If I got to sit with some ice on my lips, if I got to put the suction on there, if I got to put the little tingling oil on there, I'm going to do that. But this is the thing. Somebody say, who cares? We're not here to impress no men. Shut your mouth and get out the chat then. If you here to be alone and you don't care what nobody think about you, then walk around naked. And that's the lie right there. And that's the problem right there with this whole little movement of people saying, I do this for me. That's a lie from the pit, because we don't do nothing for ourselves. Everything we do is for somebody else, because if we just did it for ourselves, then we wouldn't even get dressed. If we just did it for ourselves, we wouldn't even take no showers. What you think a caveman was? A caveman didn't take showers, didn't brush teeth, didn't do nothing, because wasn't nobody to impress. So we get dressed for other people. So y'all need to stop with the lies about, I ain't trying to impress no man. I'm doing this for me. That's a lie. Why you think I got a haircut? Because other people got to look at me. If it weren't for other people, I wouldn't have no haircut. I wouldn't be doing nothing. I'd be walking around here just in my birthday suit. We do everything for other people. That's why we spend money. I remember somebody asked me one time, say, Tony, why you don't post none of your stuff online? Why you don't post your cars online? And I said, cause I drive my car for me. That still ain't the truth. I drive my car. I get my cars so I could pull up on people in real life to let them know, like, hey, yeah, the little black boy that could, he done made it. But I don't post it online because I don't care about all of that. But I want you to, in real life, I want you to feel me. And so that's what you need to start with, that lie. And because that's what's hindering. The worst thing you could do is lie to yourself. And that's why we stuck. The worst thing you could do. And what the world doing? The world lying to us. The media lying to us. And that's why we struggling. But when you understand, okay, let me identify where I'm operating from. So, and like the young lady just said, I ain't saying you don't do none of that. But what I'm saying is look like what God will do. So the God don't give nobody no eyelashes this long. God don't do that. If your ponytail, if when you pull your ponytail, if I could see your scalp, God not finna give you this right here and then no ponytail that come to the middle of your booty cheeks. Like, that's not necessary. Like, let that ponytail stop right here. Let that ponytail stop right here. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is you got to love you. You got to love you. You got to love you. I remember I used to blog for Huffington Post. I tried to write a blog like this. They wouldn't approve it. Cause they didn't want nobody to tell you the truth. They didn't want an open dialogue between the sexes. They didn't want nobody to be real with you. They want you to be lied to. So you could get set up and hurt. And that's when I stopped blogging for them. I say, if y'all ain't gonna let me tell the truth, then I ain't gonna be on here. Cause I'm trying to help somebody. Cause think about it. It's like this right here. If you see a man and that man got on that man unit, and this a single man, he got that man unit on. If when that man unit go to getting old, if he grab that man unit and he pull that man unit off, and all this right here is ball, what you finna do? What you finna do? You about to throw up in your mouth. You would rather that man rock his bald head so you could get used to that U-turn than to him to have a man unit on and then got to take that man unit off, and then he go from looking like, Chris Brown to Nino Brown. And you like, what the world? That's to be shocking. And this the thing, what we doing is we live in a society today where we wearing masks. We wearing masks, we putting on masks, and we trying to find real love, but we fake. We being fake and looking for something real. It don't work like that. Because when you at your bare essence, when you are you, then you get exposed. And so you got to realize that. So listen, number one rule of thumb to the ladies: do not ever give a man no money. If you will not give a man money, that right there save you from getting played in that way. First and foremost, the only man you split some money with is your husband. And in order to become your husband, you're not marrying a man in 3 months, 6 months. Going forward in this day and time, I know it has happened. I know it has happened. Yeah, men like nails now, but listen, them nails got to make sense now. Them nails got to make sense. If your nails is this long, you don't give me no, come on now. Cause what the finger got to do? When you white, what that finger got to do? That finger got to come all the way. That finger got to come all the way. So if your nails this long, come on now. Come on now. Unless you got one of them toilet stools that Oprah and Drake got. Come on now. Come on now. Something ain't cleanly. Come on now. Because you can't take no shower at work now when you go use the bathroom. So if them nails is this long, come on now. Something ain't cleanly. So this is what I'm saying. Everything we do, male and female, everything we do, it need to look natural. It need to be real. It need to be something that's realistic. You see what I'm saying? Now y'all hold on right quick. Got that. I think my wife got home with my food. I might be able to heat it up though. So listen, it need to be real. And this the thing is, we live in this society to where this right here, it has made us not love ourselves. It done made us not love ourselves. And nah, I ain't cutting up now. I'm telling you the truth now. Y'all know I'm going to tell you the truth now. I'm going to tell you the truth. But the truth is not popular today. The truth not popular today. We want to be lied to. We want to be lied to. And when something step on our toes, we offended. And we want to cancel. And so I'm just trying to tell you now. And so think about this. Think about this. You set your rules and you say, okay, I'm not giving a man no money. Another thing, y'all you getting on your back too fast. Stop getting on your back. And what you have to do is you have to vet. It's like this. When you get on a job, what do? They put you on a probationary period. And the reason why is they need to see that you gonna come to work on time. They need to see that you're gonna come to work on time. Hey, God bless y'all for the badges. YouTube told me about them badges and how to turn that on. God bless you. They need to see you gonna come to work on time. They need to see you gonna show up at work. They need to see that you gonna do your work. So what they do is they put you on that probationary period because they need to see if you are a good investment. And then what you call vested, what you call when you get your 1,000 hours and then you get your health care, you get your benefits package. The reason why they don't give you a benefits package in month 1 is because they need to see if you're going to pan out. So listen, why would you get with a man and then give him a benefits package in month 1? Why would you get with a man and give him your body in the first month, in the second month, in the third month, in the fourth month? Because see, now this just a job. This just a job. They're not even going to lose nothing but you stealing some pens. You not filing the papers right. And they stretch you out for 1,000 hours before they give you your benefits package. So how much more should we do with our life, with our livelihood, with our health? So it's like we hopping in the bed in the first month and you could get up and have a child brewing in you. You could hop in that bed and get up with a STD that you could never get rid of. So if a job make us go through a period, a process to vet us to make sure that we worth something, how much more do we need to do with our lives? So if a job do 90 days, then we need to at least with our life do 180 days. Might need to do more than that. Might need to do 360 days. But today we got this, getting married in 3 months, getting married in 6 months. And then the reality TV promoting that stuff. Fiance of 90 days, a 90-day fiance, and married at sight. Ignorance. All for money. All for money. And so then we'll take and do that in real life. And this is the thing. You have to set standards. You got to see yourself. So if you see a company and how they look at, when you go to a company, that company got policies and procedures. That company got policies and procedures. That company might have some bylaws. That company got a mission statement. That company got a vision statement. And that company got a probationary period. When you break a rule, when you do something wrong, what that company doing is they writing you up. You get rolled up X amount of times, you getting suspended. You keep getting rolled up, you getting terminated. So in our own lives, we have to have policies and procedures. We got to have bylaws. We got to have a mission statement. We got to have a vision statement. You got to have some time, a probationary period when somebody get in your life. Then you got to have some recourse. You got to have what you're going to do when you got to reprimand somebody. When they trying you like a baser, now what you going to do to a baser? Drug addict, crackhead, free baser. When they trying you like a baser, you know how people try basers. Let me tell you, and I say baser, I'm talking about somebody addicted to drugs. If you come from that kind of area, when you try somebody like a baser, hey man, you'll wash my car for $1? Oh, $1? Yeah. And because that addiction got them washing that car for $1. And they'll clean your whole yard for $3 so that they could get them one more hit. That's what men doing today to women, trying you like a baser. Sleeping with you on the first night. What? You'll get pregnant. He can give you HIV. And I'm going to tell you this right here. I'm going to tell you this right here. It ain't going to turn out for everybody the way it turned out for Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson got money. Magic Johnson got money. Magic Johnson got a different level of money. So the way his body was able to fight that HIV, that might not be your case. That might not be your case. It might get you up out of here. It might get you right up out of here. And the other thing what you got to realize is here COVID-19. COVID-19. Can't say all the words sometimes because all that. That right there. You so quick to get up on this man. Listen. We live in a day and time today, and somebody cough on you, had that Omicron. And you got to think about that. Somebody cough on you, you got the Delta. You got the Delta variant. And you going to meet the Lord because you didn't have barriers. Women will come to me and they say, Tony, is it too early to kiss a man on the first date? Listen, ma'am, you can catch Omicron. What? That man could cough the Delta variant on you. So why you even think about kissing somebody when you don't know what his lips just come off of last night? You don't know what his lips just come off of. And you worried about kissing somebody. Why you letting this man grope on your body? Why you letting this man touch your body? Why you letting this man have your body? Why you loaning this man money? Because listen, if I had me a daughter, I'm going to say, listen, a man come to you, he asks you for some money. Yeah, have you heard of GoFundMe? Have you heard of Kickstarter? GoFundMe, send me a chat. Kickstarter, send me a chat. Have you heard of Indiegogo? Indiegogo, send me a chat. And that's what I'm going to let him know. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm typing them back because you probably met them online. I'm typing. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a foundation called Helping Hand Incorporated, and they're 501c3, and you can see their finances. They've raised $1 million in the last 12 months. They will gladly help pay your rent because I'm gonna be unable to do it, and that's what I'm gonna express. That's how I tell my daughter to deal with a man who needs some money. Because listen, as a man, especially a man that's able-bodied, it's too many ways to get it. It's too many ways to get it. And I'm going to tell you, stop being desperate. Another part of desperation. If you meet a man and he got an addiction, go on about your business. Go on about your business. You can't beat a man's addiction. You cannot beat his addiction. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. If you meet a man and he's not independent. So you got to think about the maturity continuum. On the maturity continuum, you have dependent, independent, interdependent. Okay, now deviation in there will be codependent. So if a dependent, meaning his mama and daddy or guardian taking care of him. Independent, meaning he pay his own bills. He work and he pay his bills. Interdependent, that's when y'all come together and y'all marry. Listen, if you meet a man and he is not independent, meaning he is an adult and he needs somebody else to help him live, meaning he live with his mama, and it's not to save money. It's different if it's to save money now, meaning he could pay his bills with his job if he wanted to, but it don't make sense because he don't have nobody to live with. His mama ain't got nobody to live with, and he's staying there and he's stacking his bread, but he working. That's different. And with all of this, you got to use common sense. Okay, this ain't nothing that cut and dry. But the thing about it is, it's women who women today. It's so many women today being a rooming house for the man. So many women today being a shelter for the man. You don't need to be with a man who don't got his own apartment or his own house, and then he coming to stay with you. Being with a man who don't got a car or don't got a metro pass, don't got a bus pass or whatever you would call it. All of that right there need to be shut down. Every single man in the world need to be sent to work to get to a place to where he could pay his own bills. He could stand on his own 2 feet. And when he could stand on his own 2 feet, that's when he ready for a relationship. And it ain't always the same for a woman, because a man gonna protect and provide. Now, what a woman need is ambition. Woman gonna need some ambition. Don't be waiting on a man to rescue you like he's Superman, because he not gonna treat you the way Clark Kent would treat you. If a man rescue you, he gonna treat you like a rescue. So you also need to be independent. You could be staying with your mama or staying with a roommate, but you need to have a situation that you could take care of yourself. Meaning that you just doing that to save money, just to make sense. But your job will pay for the rent somewhere, or it'll pay for transportation, whether that's the subway, the bus, or your own vehicle, or carpooling and Uber send me a check. And you need to be in a place to where that's what you could do. And if you're not there, then guess what? You don't need to be worrying about love. You need to be worrying about the helping hand of the Lord. You need to be worrying about the love of the Lord, Jesus Christ. If you're not independent and you still a dependent, then you don't need to be worrying about love. The only love you need to be worrying about is loving yourself. And you got to get to that place. So listen, hey, my food done got home. God bless you. Let me see. Man, I'm talking 51 minutes. My goodness. I got another 51 minutes in because it's just sad out here. To the TV producers, give me a call. Let me know how much it costs to put this on there. 100,000, 300,000. Let me know how much it costs to put this on TV. Because this right here y'all need to be watching this like you're watching them reality shows. Because it shouldn't be no man who don't got a place to stay, his own place, and his own means of transportation. Shouldn't be no man without those things that got a woman. He said he's not ready for a relationship. He's not ready for a relationship. Shouldn't be no man that got an addiction that's not at the addiction house or not getting some help through therapy and then have a woman. It shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case. A man got to be able to work. He got to be able to get up. He got to be able to pay his bills. He got to be able to do his own thing. And I'm going to tell y'all now, stay off this here. Be careful when you meet somebody online. And definitely stay off of online dating. The video somebody sent me sounded like the young lady met the man on Instagram. And she thought he looked good. But see, this is my question right here. When you meet somebody and you are single, when you meet somebody, you got to ask, how many of your exes looked like this person on the same level? So if you look at this person and you say this person is a 10 and all your exes have been 5s, Lord, is this what you about to do? Lord, you going to take me from a nickel to a dime? And you got to really look and see now. Because what I could tell from what I'm seeing is it's a lot of women meeting men that they think is a prize. Because they like the way the man look. They think this man is a prize for them. They think, oh, he like me. Oh, he attracted to me. And men know that. The scamming men, they know what type of woman to go after that's going to position him as a prize. And you got to be able to recognize, and we have to see ourselves. So listen, if I see a woman come in my DM, which it don't, none of it be blatant like, hey, I like you, I want to be with you. Now, somebody had an account. If somebody had an account and it was a lady and she was looking away, and she was like a silhouette, and you could see her body. You could see her shape. She DM'd me when I said that I can't take clients right now. She DM'd me and said, I want to wait for you, smiley face. And then the other day I did a video. She commented on the video. She put sensual lips. I blocked her. And the reason why I blocked her is because you know I'm married. You know I'm married. Don't come on here commenting sexually about me. That's sexual harassment. Block. I about sprained a finger hitting that block, but block. Don't try me like that. Don't try me like that. That ain't gonna flatter me. That's not gonna flatter me. I'm not easily flattered because I don't listen to compliments because I don't want to listen to criticism either. So don't try to be like, pull up. I'm married and my wife a queen. Don't ever in your life disrespect the queen. Don't ever in your life disrespect the queen. Because if you come on here saying something sexual to me as a woman and I don't block you and I see it and I don't block you, then I'm disrespecting my wife. Block! I got to go. I got to go because now that's like you slapping my wife in her face and I don't play that. So this is the thing. If I go in my DM and I see it's a woman in my DM and I see that, I know I have looked through society and I know that a woman who look like this, who body like this, who dress like this is treated like a prize. And I know that I'm treated like an average person. I'm not treated like no prize as a 5'10" man. To be treated like a prize, you got to be, as a man, you got to be 6'4" with an 8-pack. You know, something got to be going on with you. Some tattoos all down your arm, or you got to have one of them big beards. You got to have muscles popping everywhere to be treated like a prize as a man. So I know I'm just an average everyday man. So if a woman in my DM and she look like the woman that the world treat like a prize and she in my DM, hey, how are you? Ma'am, who sent you? And if you need me, click the button in my bio that say email. You see what I'm saying? So listen, this go both ways. And to the women, if you go in your DM and this man look like a prize to you, and you know that the world don't treat you like no prize, the world treats you like a good person. You beautiful in the sight of the Lord. Your mama think you cute. You think you cute. But people ain't throwing rose petals at your feet. And you looking at this person in your DM, and this look like the type of person that you think is gorgeous, or amazing, or beautiful, or handsome, or whatever. It's a setup because it ain't look compatible. And you shouldn't be looking for somebody that you look up to. You should be looking for somebody that you look at. You should be looking for somebody that you feel is your equal. You never want somebody that you drooling out your mouth over. You could think they fine. You could think they handsome. You could think they beautiful. You could think they charming. You could think any of that, but you should not be drooling out your mouth. Because if this person got you licking your lips and all of that right there, that's probably not the person that's on your level. That's probably not the person that you supposed to be with. It ought to be like, okay, it's an attractive person. I'm attractive. We like this. We equal. We go together. We go together good. Okay, it's not no. You see what I mean? You got to understand that. And you got to use common sense on that. Is this the type of person that has been wanting me my whole life? If the answer is no, that's the first thing. So listen, I got to go. I got to get my son to eat. Got to go get my son to eat. And I let these comments stay on. Sometimes you can't do two things at one time. So you got to go back and watch the whole video because you ain't hear what I said if you're reading the comments. You think you can, but when you're reading the comment, you miss that whole sentence that I said. So you got to go back and get you in this and listen to me. Stop being desperate for love. Stop being desperate for love. Start loving yourself. Set you some standards. Get you some boundaries. And have you some rule of thumb. Have you a few rules of thumb now. Don't give them no money. Don't sleep with them. Don't let them move in. Don't marry them under 12 months. Those are the kind of things, those are the kind of rules you want to have. So, hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Let's see now how to cut this off.